All right, everybody, welcome to the stream. We're going to get started in a short time. I'm just going to make some updates to my stream information so we can get recording and go over some stuff. All right, we're going to go ahead and save this stream information and get rolling here. So right now, just so you're updated on what's going on, I'm on the Peregrine server on Lord of the Rings, part of the Friends in Arms kinship, and we're doing a live stream. Now, basically, what I'm doing today is basically farming materials. I'm going to use that for upping my crafting on my various characters, as well as being able to provide it on the marketplace. There's some that are on the auction house because there's some things that are just not available for people. So I'm gonna up my level for stuff and then farm more and put it out there in order for it to be available for the stream. So once again, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on YouTube at Houstonheart-TX for Texas, or you can also follow me on Facebook /groups/ Houston Heart Streaming, I believe it is. Let me just make sure that is correct. Um, so that you can follow me on the live stream there. That group will post my various streams, but it's better to select me on YouTube and follow when we cover various games, events, and such. So yeah, it's live streams. Houston Heart Gaming live streams is the name of the service or system, and there's the shortcut Houston Heart Live, and you can follow that on Facebook as well to keep up to date. So now that we are broadcasting live, I'm just going to make sure that I can see the live stream fine. Houston Heart Live. And I can, so we're ready to go, and we're going to get back into the game. So for right now, if you are new to Lord of the Rings online for watching the live streams, um, you can play the game for free. You can go to LOTR, You can download the game for free. It takes a bit of time to update all the files and get it to the latest build. It is free to play for the main story parts, and there are purchasable upgrade packs to more latest content. What I do recommend is getting VIP, and there is a reason because VIP you get 500 LOTRO points a month, additional to the ones you earn in game. So you do earn LOTRO points in game. I spend mine on little things I like. Also Mithril to get back and forth to different places, cosmetics and stuff. But being a VIP, in the game you can change your plan to VIP. It's like a $14 a month fee. You get a lot of things, and one of those things is when you go to the VIP vendor, you will get this item here that you can put into your bar, and that allows you to browse a shop, sell stuff that's on you on the fly. You can also open your shared storage between your characters, and you can tab them for different things. I just recently cleaned them out and divided them up to my characters, so I have a lot more space. I was totally full. It also allows you to have your personal vault for storage items. It also allows you to open your wardrobe on the go. Your auction house, you can buy things on the auction house or post to sell on the auction house. Um, Example, ores and different things on the go. You can also shortcut and hit this button here and shortcut and have access to your mailbox on the go as well as other features. So it's very handy, and then you get some boosts and stuff. Make sure you check for your daily gift, such as that one, and get those items that you can use, especially since it will raise your virtue and such. I probably am capped on my virtue myself, which is here. I do have bonus I can use. I'm basically trying to get my fortitude up. Fortitude is one of the things I want for this particular build, but I will play those. Well, I'll go ahead and apply them. Um, so what happens is, since I have this bonus, every time I use a virtue, I don't know why the new update causes that to go small, large, small, large. It's going to give me a bonus applied to it. And then you can slot those to give you enhancements. So what am I doing right now? Basically, I'm just running around farming. Um, so we do have our kinship, by the way. Our kinship, you can ask for Phoenix or one of the others, or regular one of the others, to invite you when you join. We do music events and band events if you need. I don't know why that's alerting me. It's not like it can attack me. Um, for music events, and what I mean by that is we play in a band. So if you have, you don't have to be a minstrel, but if you have, say, the guitar, and we can play various songs. Some of them are I have created myself. They're not available to other people right now. And one that I played on piano and MIDI and then converted to the ABC files that are required in the music folder to play it is Wandering Day, or Wandering Day. Yeah, from the Rings of Power. Now it actually sounds very good on flute as well, or clarinet. Um, this is one that I wrote and converted, so it's currently not uploaded anywhere. It's only on my local computer. I'm going to be uploading for our kinship to play together. So this one I actually created myself. Oh, that's not the right version, by the way. This Wandering Day one is meant for the flute. Okay, and if I play this one, I think it's called Wandering Day Full. Is the full version? I have a guitar only, and then I have drums one. I have this one's a little more formatted to be better for the lute. It starts out with the flute together, and then it goes into its own accompaniment version. So I have different versions: flute, lute version. I have a harp harmony part, and it goes very well together. So this is for Wandering Day, and I'll have a release version for our kinship to play and use. Now I may rewrite part of it and actually add one for the bagpipe that's or the lower instrument to have the hum that's from the show version. That I have to record separate. So that's an example of how to play music in the game. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to farming. So currently, by hitting M, I can see the map of the region I am, and I am out in the regular Angmar, not the Angmar that's used for the level 140 stuff. So when you start out in any job, you're going to start out in the opening. If you choose the Angmar part or the Shadow part, it's the newer part, or you can do the older ones for the area you're in. I actually did that when I did Champion, not Champion, the other one that you can call your NPC with you. Um, I started on the default for a reason on that. So you can have different races, different jobs, whether you're elf, dwarf, river folk. It's an add-on one. Um, they're a type of hobbit. You can, do hobbit, dwarf, elf, high elf, human, bjorning, and different races, different jobs. This minstrel can do quite a bit of damage, but also works great as a healer. Um, so let's. What is this ability? Oh, I didn't know you can do that when you're Oh, you can't. Well, I'll do that. That's a balanced one. When I'm out here, it's fine. So, what am I doing? Basically, I'm out here farming materials, ores, and wood. I'm trying to get crafting done on him just for collecting, then send it to my other crafters so they can get their crafting higher. So if I come over to my crafting panel, I'm working on the artesian level. So I need dwarf iron ingot and platinum ingot, and I need the woods. I need the Lebathron wood. I can also just kill animals around here and get pristine leather and refine that as well. There's certain animals. I don't think you'll get that killing these guys. I can see. But I don't think I'm going to get... Oh, this is automatically... Oh, you know what? It is giving me pristine. So I can actually use that too. I can just go around this quick shotting stuff that would happen, which would be wolves and other animals like that. Um, I'm gonna use my regular horse and not my war steed, and this is what I need to say about a war steed. On this particular character, I don't have a lot of war steed points to use. I have to go out, quest it in the higher areas, and as you complete the quest, you get them, and you can apply them to your war steed. And when you do that, you want it to put it all into your light or medium war steed. I use the medium because it's balanced. And you want to dump it all into the first upper row of options all the way to the left, which is for your stamina. And what that does is when you're so on a regular horse you ride it steers tight. War steeds, and I'll show you the difference, don't handle it well. They're made for battle, and you will be able to have it's a much faster horse, okay, than the other ones. But when you put it in stamina, you see how I'm drifting when I turn and stuff, and it's not as tight? And I did put some points into it, but not a lot. That gets refined when you put it all. See how it just doesn't handle well? You also do not have the quick stop, okay? Until you pump the pumps. That means when I want to stop, I click, and it instantly stops on a dime. And it handles more like a regular horse. You need to add those points in. It's a very quick horse. You ride much faster than a 68% horse, or even one that you get the journeyman skill at. But and it gets even faster when you get that riding ability. Um, but it doesn't handle by default as well. Okay, so let's go into mining mode. I'm gonna click track mines and track woods. I'm gonna flip between. Why is this not loaded right? Let's drag that over. Okay. So if you control backslash, you are able to edit how things are lined up here. Different things and layers. and then save it. All my different horse ones, whether regardless of which horse I'm riding, I put all on top of each other here so I can quickly access them. Okay, tracking mines. As you notice, you see the green. That means there's a mine over there, but there's also Lebathron branches that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and collect that. I don't see it on the radar because I'm not tracking by wood. But if you see, there's platinum deposits, and I need that. If you're on your horse, um, now if I was below the level of these guys, or at their level, they would be attacking me right now. I'm too high for them to even bother, attacking to end their poor little life. Um, so I'm going to collect everything I can, and then I go to a crafting facility. And now that alert that popped in my head means there's something stalking invisible around here. It's not going to see him right there. See how he's fading in and out? He means he can stealth. He's not going to attack me. He's just simply too low. Now, if you look on my radar, see how there is a blue pointing thing there. And it tells me that there's a platinum ore that way. You don't yet see it, but when you're within a certain range, it will pop on the edge of the radar to track, to help you track to that from a further distance. Now, I do have scrolls that enhance the tracking from even further. I will get those flashing blue lights from a much further. Like, I could be here and there could be some way out here, and they will show on my radar ahead. By default, it's within, I forgot how many kilometers. Okay, so I'm going to continue farming. It's going to take a while to get the mats up. I have so far 24 of the logs, and I have 19 iron, and I have only 7 chunks of platinum. And the pristine, of course, is from getting the animals. And then what I would do for this region, now while I'm out here, I did get this horse. I try to get all the horse areas where I can fast travel. This is a main one that's important. That will allow you to go into other connective areas. Same with this one, because that's going to connect you over into the region that's, where is it? Down here, that is in the northern downs, and then that goes back to Bree. So what I'm doing is I'm progressing area by area to get the next highest stuff. Beyond, oh, I also need to get that one. Beyond there, I have to look it up because I think I have to go back to Everton. And then to Force Shield to get the ones above that. Corpse Ravager. He probably would give me pristine. Um, yeah, that was ridiculous damage, I know, but let's see what he gave me. Now, I have the auto-looting, and yes, he did give me pristine. So, if I want to up using pristine too, so each time you process when your bar goes up until you get to the next level past artisan, or artisan. I always say artesian, but it's actually artisan. I'm gonna use the regular horse for I have control. And I'm going to just continue all around here looking for the blue to appear so I can find the nodes and such. And they're going to probably be out in those hills. Another stalking animal, not that it's going to bother me. Also, when you're farming materials for crafting, I highly recommend you check the loot boxes and bases, because you will find more material in there. I'll be honest, I literally in one of them found like 12. Then I went into a higher, harder base, into a cave, and I found a stack of 50. I have never seen that before, but it happened. Um, Oh, you really stalking me, little putty pat? Oh, look at the little putty pat. Putty pat is mean, normally. Um, Here's some branches. Another stalker. Now, not all the animals are stalkers. There's a percentage that can go invisible. Okay, I'm looking over here. I think this is actually a instance. Not sure which one. I don't think there will be any ores and stuff in that one. Let's continue around looking for stuff. What is up here? I'm curious, so I don't remember, but I'm gonna become a little bit nosy, because, oh wait, is this, where am I? Oh no, this goes back all in that area. I'm not gonna go there. Well, there is stuff there though, quite a bit actually. Maybe I will go back in there. Around where the dragons are. The one of the big dragons flying around, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I can kill it, and I one-shot it, and I'm like, oh, I guess I can. Um, I don't know, this is not what I thought it was. This does not lead. Oh, yes it does. I'm on the radar, trying to see what way I'm aiming here. Okay, here we go. Put him to track some. No, this is not the area I thought it was, though. I need to find where a lot of them are, and that probably means around in here, and I bet you I'm going to find a lot out in here, so I might actually want to go out that way. I typically find on a lot of the mountains, like example, if you're here in Northern Downs, to find a lot of them, you want to head from this base, right here, at Stilden, along this area, and wrap around into here, and back, and just keep doing that path, and you'll rack them up. I wish I had my scroll on me to make this go faster. Uh-oh. It's not here. Oh, yeah, it is. So, I know this is probably boring for a video. I can't right now show you using a minstrel for damage because everything out here is so weak that I don't remember this lake. Weird. Okay, well, whatever. I don't remember ever even questing out here. I can see a couple popping on the radar near each other. Oh, I know exactly where I'm at, because if I go that way, it goes back up and around where I was before. And this is convenient. So, for those who have played things like World of Warcraft, this game would be very familiar, but it's a lot more story involvement. So when you're talking about when you're first starting out in your start area, you're going to do some questions, get some abilities, pop your scrolls. When you get higher, now say you start another character and you earn them, if you go to your character and hit your wallet, you can go to perks, and you can use perks like accelerated experience and different perks for defense and stuff, and rack them up on this character and make it, like say a low level character, make it easier to level, even do combat because you're not going to die as easily. If you're brand new to Lord of the Rings Online, I recommend something like a Hunter, a regular elf, not the high elf, regular elf hunter at the get-go, because you're going to do a lot of damage and you're going to be able to handle your stuff. I also recommend going yellow line, not red line. Now you have your lines, and what does line mean? Once you get in, like, what is it, level 5, I think, starts it, and you start popping in points each time you level. Right now, I'm showing you, I'm in red line mode with some yellow. This is my Mistral damage dealer. If I flip over to, well, I'm not going to do it. Blue, primary lot is in healing with some enhancements outside the healing that allows me to do dots or spec onto an enemy, but what it does is it increases my heal when I do that. So I'm healing everyone, but I'm also dotting an enemy in a way that raises my heal, and also I'm dotting the enemy so when other people, like the tank is hitting them, they're getting healed at the same time, and I don't have to keep popping them. Each line has different effects. So if this was Hunter, if you went straight Hunter into red, you do damage to single targets a lot. There are some multi hits in it. I'm going to explain some also about Runekeeper because they changed things, I noticed. Um, but if you go yellow line, it means you can fire and move at the same time. So if you're red lined, it means you have to stay still and hit. If you're yellow line on it, depending on the job, like a hunter or a runekeeper, you can move around and fire, and they're quicker shots than charge shot. Um, on my runekeeper, I have fire for the red for the fire abilities, yellow for the lightning. I can move more with the lightning. They're quicker firing, like 1 to 3 seconds instead of 6 or 8 for charge certain abilities. But there's actual less AOE on the. There are like 3 AOEs, but I get or 2 AOEs, but I get more AOE off a red line runekeeper because I'm hitting those fire and flare ones that just blast and it does a lot more damage AoE on it. But when you're soloing, some classes you might want to, like a hunter, you want to go yellow line for you can move and get away from the hits. Um, a thing to counter that is your range on yellow line is less than it is on a red line hunter. So you kind of have to decide which way you want to go. Some people will go straight red, soloing. Just remember you have to focus and it takes a little more time to get the shots off. A little less on the AOA pops as you're moving. So you kind of have to play with that and figure out how you want to play your line. Um, Tanks, like if you're a guardian or one of the other builds and you're going tank line, if you're in major dungeon runs, yes, you want to blue line it. Otherwise, I would probably go yellow and yellow with red, so you have some of the defensive, but you can help with the damage because sometimes killing an enemy faster is better than having a ton of damage. Oh, that is not a mine. I was about to go mining it. I have done that. I have gone up and mined an enemy thinking it was something. I tried and it's like, why is it attacking me? Um, that's the basics of Lord of the Rings. Once again, when you're farming and crafting, it's not hard. People are like, oh, what's the use of crafting? Well, when you're new and you don't have someone hand you gear, now you do get a lot of gear when you do the storyline. And you could do the prologues for each area, or especially when you start out, it helps you get some stuff. But a lot of the better gear you will actually get out of the main story. So, say when you get to Bree, and a lot of the areas, whether you start in the Blue Mountains as a dwarf and elf, not you're not in the Misty Mountains yet. This is totally more over to the west. Um, you'll elves end up down in the lower elf village, and dwarves end up sticking in their area, then end up going over to Bree. Or to the middle area there, then to Bree. But you both end up in Bree. Hobbits, same thing. You start more around the Shire and such, but eventually you're going to end up in Bree. Same with humans. You're starting with, is it Archet or whatever it's called? And I'll show you kind of on the map if we go way out to Breeland and go with Yondershire, Heirloom. So dwarves and regular elves start right here, both of them. You're gonna end up coming down here. You want to do some questing up in this little thing where you collect the flowers and stuff until you end up right here. Yeah, right here there will be a center pillar. Make sure you stop here. If you have the right count setting, you can do the quick little get your first horse quest here. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do it towards Bree. Um, you're gonna do questing that's both here, end up over here. Not those are the housing. You don't end up there. Some stuff here, and then elves end up teleported down to London. Dwarves, you finish questing out this way, go to Nogland, and then you all end up in, or then you end up in Gondaman. Elves end up backtracking this way, and you all have the Gondaman. Then eventually, what happens after you clear out this base, you're gonna go to both of you end up going across yonder Shire, okay, um, and you can track this way until you get to not Evandem, I'm sorry, to the Shire itself. And from the Shire, you want to pick up all these horsing areas for you can connect back if you had to, and to end up in the Freelands. There'll be some level. Let's see. Buckland would be kind of tens and elevens, 12s and questions. Then you work this way, and you'll be level 15 by this time you end up in Bree. Everyone starts doing the main quests here, and in Bree is where you pick up Volume 1, Chapter 1. And that's in, if you go to Bree, you're going to have to come right here to the tavern, which is the, what do you call it, Prancing Pony, you know. So you're going to talk to the one bartender, and then he's going to tell you go inside here and talk to Strider. And Strider's going to start you on that main story. If you're human, you don't start way out that way. You start here in Arjet. And you're going to be in here for a while. You can't even get out of here until you complete the quest in here. Then you're going to be able to leave the gate, and you're going to end up in Combi doing questing until you end up in Braid. So we're all going to end up in Bray. So that's just how it goes. And from there, that's where everyone goes on to the main stories. Volume 1 has to do with the Witch King of Angmar. It has to do with the elf that was corrupted, and she became almost like a wraith. Because she ended up having this other ring, she had some power amongst her, but she started bumping heads with the other guy. You'll learn about the old lady. I'm not going to tell you who she is, but she's one of them. You don't realize until later that she had a part to play in that. You learn about, Angmar trying to corrupt these others to be kind of become like wraiths. Um, it's a long story. It is long, and eventually you end up in Rivendell and keep going on from, Elrond send you out, further from Rivendell until you complete that storyline. Then after that storyline, it leads you in to outside the Misty Mountains, and you begin the Moria quest line, and that's volume 2. And Moria is a big place. So when you go into Moria, it's like each area is one of these maps in size. Moria is like many, many, many of these maps layered in layers and progression. And then it spans out to the left and the right and the up. And then you have these, and they're like multiple layers up and down. Um, Moria is huge. And a lot of the time, once you get into Moria, you're going to be in Moria, between bases in Moria, helping the dwarves for a very long time. Now, to remind you, the expedition, when after the events of the Hobbit didn't go so well, and of course, Balin ends up killed. Now he was actually not killed in Moria. He went out to the now, if you go by the stories, went out to the lake and was killed there, and then the rest of the expedition, when they try to go to the out by the defend the gate by the actual Mithril gate, they were laid to rest there, basically wiped out by the goblins and trolls and everything in there. So you learn, you'll be in between that because the story is all taking place when Frodo's just setting out, and eventually they'll end up in Rivendell too when you're there, and you'll see them on their way as the Fellowship is formed. So there's a lot of story involved. Now you have the Angmar. Now his name is not Angmar, so people don't confuse it. His name is not Angmar. Angmar is the territory, and he was called the Witch King of Angmar, or the Shadow of Sauron, or the Shadow of Angmar. He had no name. There are two named Nazgul in the writings, but he was not one of them. His name was just the Witch King of Angmar. Um, he did have magic, but that was so because of Sauron and Maiar interfering. Um, but you kind of plays the all the other characters you're playing against are under him. Angmar trying to establish his domain. Even he had a domain beforehand, but still trying to keep a clinch on things. Um, and then of course you'll go on to volume 3 and 4, and then the latter quests. At one point you'll end up at Aragorn's camp. You will go to Minas Tirith, be fighting the battle there to defend Minas Tirith, and then you have a split in the game where it's pre-war and post-war. So you'll be at, and you'll actually be able to use a banner or the horse guide to flip between the two, where post-war, the gates of Minas Tirith are already destroyed. It's after the raid and we prevail. Then you end up at the camp of Aragorn, and they're preparing to do some stuff until they march on the Black Gate. So it plays up to that point. So Lord of the Rings is one of those games that is very heavily about, you don't have to do story. You can power level through your character stuff, but the story is what makes it fun. And I'll tell you straight up, a lot of the veteran players of this game have probably played through the entire stories at least 5 or 6 times. And it's a long time. I mean, I was using a high level character to replay through, and I'm like, oh my god, it takes me more than a week just to get through volume 1. Non-stop, even using teleport mithril to get to the location quickly. And I'm like, oh, this is long. And then I get into Moria, I'm like, I'm not going to spend 4 weeks in here. Okay, so that's an idea how this works. The maps are vast. I mean, you're going region to region here, but if we zoom out of the whole map, we're in one little tiny area right here, right now. Little tiny area right here. But you have a Middle Earth is pretty vast. Now you do have the valley down here. This would be see, if Moria's there. Well, it doesn't really show Moria too well, does it? Oh, it's over here. This is more towards oh, what do you call it? The Hardrim area down this way. Now, I can't really zoom out in the map anymore, but if you think about the Fourth Wraith and stuff more north, um, when Tolkien said it's kind of like the Earth in a different period of time or a different form. If you think about, this is already after the transformation of the world when Numenor was destroyed and Armand's lifted from the Earth, Middle Earth, and the world, or Arda, goes from being a flat world to a spear. He bends it into a spear. Mankind and mortals can no longer sail to Amon or Valinor. Only the elves and the ships, because it goes through the ethereal plane straight across and not around the curve of the earth, or the world. The Hardrim area and Harad and all that down there is more like Mediterranean and Africa. And then this, of course, is Europe and Russia over to Asia. Once you start getting through Ruin and over to the east, you're going more into the Asia area. But supposedly the world was split more, and think I always tell people if you think how vast Middle Earth really is, it's like Pangea, essentially. But new continents were formed later. He did create new continents. But if you can see the, you know, world is to get from here all the way here, even take the portals over to these regions. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a long road if you're going to take it on foot. I'm just in one little area right now, and that's kind of right around here. And then all those other regions you start at is pretty much going to be in this section. And then eventually we will end up in Lorien. They're in some of the level maybe 40, 50-ish area. But you're not going to even get down here in the further areas of Gondor and then work your way over to the March on the Gate for a long time. So it's a lot of work. When you start in Eredlun, um, people when they start out they think they're in Moria. They some reason people oh, I'm over in where Misty Mountains. I'm like no, you're in Eredlun. Eredlun is the mountains here. These are I think they're the Blue Mountains, right? Or is this the Blue Mountains? I forget which is which. But you're in the mountains where the dwarves are right here, which is part of Eredlun, which was here. This part all the way to here is Linden. Of course, Sauron conquered these parts of Linden, including this part of Linden. This used to be all Linden. You're starting here and working your way over. The Misty Mountains are here. So you got quite a journey. Okay, what am I doing again? Oh, I'm back at that base? Why do you want to be here? I gotta get further out. So when you're playing the game, and if you want to, we are, like I said, we're on Peregrine. It's a kind of role play. Some people will role play their characters. It can be a lot of fun. I'll meet people and we'll be smoking and drinking in the bars and playing music and having a great old time. We do have music events. People do round robins to learn to play the MIDI files you create into ABC files, and they'll just take turns playing them. It's a lot of fun. So once again, we're in Angmar, and this big map area here is just a tiny portion of Middle Earth. So we're kind of like right around here. Um, just a tiny portion of it. Oh, I got mines this way. I'm missing them. And I'm gonna, once I get some of this, I'm gonna show you how you just basically go region to region. As a prospector, you can have 3 crafting jobs. Okay? Mine are simply prospector, forester, and scholar. For I can collect all these items and send to my other ones that are actually the full metal smith and smithing and metalwork. That will make heavy armor and your heavy weapons. I have my tailor. Tailor makes medium and light armor. Um, of course, I have my metalsmith make the daggers and stuff like for my burglar. If I'm a burglar, which is kind of like a thief slash assassin type build, I'll send over and have her craft that out for that. I'm only processing, so I can make these leathers just like a wood person can do the same thing, make these, but also make bows and arrows and furniture for your houses. So I'm just going around, basically, since I'm a high level. Oh, snake, please. Collecting um, the resources. It's easier on a level 140 than a level 15 running around and having all this stuff attacking you while you're trying to do it. I'm also in the middle of collecting to get up, and then I'm going to farm more, and I'm going to sell it because there's none on the marketplace. And a lot of people are sitting here like, oh, I can't prospect that high, and I need the material. Well, it's going to take me some time for I can get it onto the market for them. Because I had a couple of people I know, they're like, this is not available, and I can't go out and do it. And I'm like, well, I'll work on it. I'm leveling it. Just give me some time, and I'll put like stacks of 50 out, which should be enough to get you guys leveled on your current one. Actually, I would say magic number is a stack of 100. It's a little overshot kill, but it's a magic number for leveling each level. Why did this one repop over here? As you see when you're mining and stuff. Now, when you're on a horse, you don't actually see the mining. If I'm... Well, that was stupid. I need to ride over to it. I'll ride over to another mine and show you. Um, if you're not on your horse, you actually have the animation. So if I'm not on the horse, you actually, pick it. I need to see something real quick. Wallet. This is weird. See, they up the, this. So you can do it in 4K now, but here's the problem I'm finding. Is it tool? No, it's not toolbar. I don't want that big. Tooltips. Let's bump it back up. I'm noticing. No, that's wallet. So I'm gonna go character and wallet. Open it. No, wait, shoot. How do I have to do it? Character, wallet, and now I'm gonna have to use this for the interface. So I can type in wallet. Why did it get bumped down so much? And actually enlarge it if I can see it easy, especially for the purpose of streams. So another thing, we have where we have crates, so you just click on and get your universal ingredient packs. Don't buy them if you're in a kinship that has those. You just get your mules or your alts to level 15, park them right there. You get on with each of them. You get 9 per 2 of those crates once a day. And they'll, like I had none, and I'm already up to 181. Um, it's very handy when you need to churn out crafting, so you can literally go on your tailor, use the universal, and for every level, just have it make all until you go up to the next level. And you repeat that each time you stack these up. Um, if you have like max slots, some you get like 200 something a day or 100 something a day. It really helps, and you can just do it for a couple days and then just double a couple levels on your crafting instead of making the bars and getting these other pieces and then put it together to make armor that you're not going to sell for very much other than to the vendor. um this really helps. And then your other things you in disenchant, you get as you disenchant stuff. There's a flame of something that you get in Bree, and you get items that you can actually, it will say disenchant to whatever motes. You just have that. You click on it and then click the item you can disenchant, and you can build that up for credit later to buy stuff. Sample, if you are, now you do get a lot of these. So let me show you. If I drag this here, this is where I can put on my different layers of um, effects onto it, your traceries and such, and then you can upgrade your traceries. So if I have the upgrade thing, I drop it on here and it will upgrade the numbers It's really high right now. That's just what will happen when you're higher. And then you apply those to your traceries. Okay? Same with my bag, I apply them all to my bag for additional stats. When you're starting out, you're going to get little armors with +1 will, +5 will. When you're higher, it's going to be a lot more powerful. Okay, so let's continue farming, and I'll show you crafting after I farm enough mats. Where am I gonna farm? Craft. I'm gonna have to craft over at this base for this region. But while I'm out here, this character does not have all. Credit Dune. Does that have a horse? Oh, I have to actually go to Bel Avarak, don't I? And that is actually my level 140 quest, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I am going to get the... Oh, no, I already have the teleport there. That's why. I'm going to go ahead and get some of the others. So I have to get up there to get that one, up there to get that one, down there to get that one. So we're going to mine on the way to those areas. That's what we're going to do. Oh, well, I have mines all over here, don't I? I'm focusing more on my metals, but I have a tendency to neglect my wood. So I gotta remember I'm gonna flip between my scannings between wood and metal. I just go clicking between them. And if I untrack, I won't see these little dots pointing to quest location. You can go to a quest, open your quest log, and you can remove from the tracker or add to tracker. And of course, when you do add it to tracker, then you can check on here to show the markers on the map itself. Right now, honestly, I don't want those tracked that way, so I'm gonna not show it on the map. Where do I have to go? I gotta stay focused here, so I need to go out this way, and I need to make my way down there. I'm gonna hit numlock, auto run, save myself some headache. Oh, so I have a fan blowing on my microphone. I just noticed when I'm talking on the microphone, I have I have to make sure the AI canceling is on. And then I'm not getting backfeed from the game. Because I use sonar. I don't think sonar is working right now. So if I go to sonar microphone, it does not seem to interfere though. Um Wait, why is Lord of the Rings on the mic part? That's really weird. Okay, let me test real quick. No, it's not working right now. Now the game is not. No, it's not broadcasting with sonar now. So let's go back. That's a problem. Wow. So how do I fix that? I noticed there's a problem in the game with audio interfacing. So I'm gonna click that temporarily. Now I don't. Okay, now I can see the audio there in the game again. One, two, three. I think that's working, but now I don't hear it in the game. So there is a miscompliance between Windows and the OpenAI. Oh, I see why. Huh. Well, that's not right either. Now I don't have anything in here again. So why am I no longer hearing it in game and no longer hearing it in Windows? It only does it in this game. So let's go back to audio. Now if I hit this input, that has transferred it to the TV. If I go back here, I can hear it in game. And I think I'm hearing it in the stream again. Well, this is one way to do it. Let me see if yeah, okay. Now the stream is picking it up. I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't pick up on my microphone. Okay, I think it's okay. Alrighty. Have so much studio software, it drives me insane. I also want to make sure where is microphone. This is a little more bassy, it's set, but I want to make sure my Clearcast is up. Yeah, that seems a little better. Let's go back to the game and see. Yeah, it seems okay now. So I have AI voice canceling running, and I have to make sure that one, it is picking up my voice, but I'm in a loud environment right now. There is some background noise going on. Like right now, I'm gonna shake some coins, not coins, but mints in a plastic bottle and see if it picks it up right by the mic or slightly in front of me. It doesn't seem to be. As long as you guys can hear me, and that's shaking it right by the microphone. The AI canceling does tend to work better. All right. Let us lettuce. I need some lettuce. Make your way towards that base. Wow, this keeps getting shifted. I need to resave that. Anytime I resize the other thing, it screws with that one. And I have my check kind of. Okay, that's where I like it, at least. guess Control Shift I. No, it's not Control Shift I. Control Shift O. No. Control Shift U. Yeah. So if you ever want to record on video or such, where there's no interfaces whatsoever, you can do that. Just Control Shift U will get your user interface away. What the hell is that? Sound I don't want to be hearing right now. I'm not seeing any mines out here. But it's alright. We're gonna roll across the icky lands here. Oh, there are some mines. Get to that other base. And at the same time get all the, because on this character, like I said, I don't have all the stables. I used a lot of mythical coins to pop around and forgot to get the stables. So you have to have main stable base locations on the maps in order to connect from, say, that region below to here, and then from here to the next region. And then you just pay coins to fast travel via the other horses, which are pretty quick little horses. These goblins. I need to work on these abilities. Oh wait, don't I have some of them? Wraith the Fifth, inspire your fellows to fight back, back, fight back against the shadow. Okay, when you activate an ability like that, it will appear on your bar somewhere. So I gotta be careful that I didn't screw my bar up. I think that's a passive ratio trait anyway. Because I don't think you can drop these here. No. Is that a passive equip? Race equipped. What the heck is that? No. Oh, this is handy, but I'm not a wheel ability, I don't think. But that gives you a 600 wheel boost. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to equip those separate though. Yeah. That allows you to resurrect. I gotta work on some of these other ones. So those are race traits. And if I open up here, I should be able to find ratio trait ones. Um, no, I already have that equipped. Might have been passive. Wait, I'm confused. Grace of Valor. Okay, now it's active. Wait, no. Grace of Valinor. Grace of Valinor. Okay. Those who remain. That's a passive. Wraith of Firstborn is. Why don't I see Wraith? Let me look. Wraith of the Firstborn. I don't see it. Well, this is like a fellowship boost. I don't see it. I'm gonna leave it there. Um, I gotta unlock some. So to unlock those, you have to do pass in world. So let's see. So to get this, you virtuous high alpha. I think you have. It doesn't give me the quest. This one it was I think 400 kills of goblins, but I have to look up the race traits to see how to get those in each area to unlock your elf specific ones. That will help me. Now will is more important on like the magey jobs. Why is my keyboard doing this? Another thing to note when you're your main slotted ones, these when you unlock these virtues, you have to pull them up here. So these are the main ones that have the full power. Others will be highly reduced. So you need to pull them up to this top bar to have them all um, activated. Okay? To get those stats. I had a friend that was playing for so long, and I was looking at something on him. I said, "You should have like 2,000 more in this and that. If you have this and that equipped for your virtues." So I did those virtues to see you, and you moved them up top. And he looked at his stat, moved up top, and then he got a bonus of 2,000. I'm like, see, that's an important factor. Like in my tactical mastery, yeah, if I remove that one, it actually drops it to 88,000 instead of 108,000. So yeah, it makes a difference. I did a turtle. There's something I get off the turtles. I don't remember. Um. Oh shit! I forgot that was an AOE. What does he give me? Barrel shard. What? Oh, that's a dread one. How did I end up with that? Really? Oh, you gave me three animate. Okay. Um, this is where I want to actually have my loot going. When you're in Angmar, if you notice these statues, certain statues like that will actually set off an alarm when you cross the vision of them. So be careful. I don't think these ones do, but there are some that do. Yeah. See, just the watching soul. See, it sees me. Oh, well, shit. Well, shit, y'all. I used to be able to deactivate them. How am I gonna get to that base? Because the fell stones are in my way, and I don't have the ability to go invisible on this character. Because he's a high elf. Those Watcher stones should not have been able to kill at level 140. At all. Not in Islandhad. Nope, nope, nope. Something went wrong there. That was a. Now I did notice one thing ever since this last update, which fixed some issues with the UI in 4K, resizing it up. Like before, you would hit like your inventory bag, it'd be super tiny in 4K. This is in 4K right now, and it's fine. Then they released the first update, and then you eventually the mouse misaligned. You couldn't drag things or click this and that. Now it seems to be working okay, but I've just noticed certain things like if I click on my junk bag, see how super tiny it is? And that has not been resolved. Why is my super junk carryall? It's auto, but all my junk's not going in. But I just noticed them. I was fighting on my warden or whatever, and I was hitting enemies, and they would almost be dead and pop up to full health mid-fight. Like there'd be a quarter from death and then pop up to full health. I don't know how I'm gonna get past them because I need to get to that base. So do I have to ride all the way around? Oh shit, I don't like that. I used to be able to get through there. What the frick? How far? How far down do these effing statues go? They should not be able to one-shot me like that. That is a glitch. I've never had something kill me that quick. It's literally death. Those fuckers go all the way down. So I can't get to that base, I take it. What base is that? Oh, is that the one I have to do the... Think there's a quest out here to deactivate those statues. But if I sneak behind it, it should not kill me. Thought there was something I had to do with the corruption things. Okay, he is aiming that way. You know, I'm going for it. Fuck you. No. Well, that just makes me pissy. I cannot get over there. I can't even get past that part of, oh wait. Yeah, I can. I interest... oh, okay. So it has all that malice in it. That's why I can't overcome the malice. So, I need to see some. I don't think I can get to that one. Let's see if I can get to the upper teleport thing. I think this, if I remember right, in this, I have to do. I don't have the item on me. Shoot. And I had it. Did I destroy it? I think I have to do the Karim Dune way. So we're just gonna farm out this way for now. 'Cause I remember I can't go that way. Period. I had an item on a quest to get past the statues, and it made me invisible so I could walk past the statues, and it made me impermeable to the malice. So let us go this way, because I am pretty sure those statues go all the way across like this. And how much damage do I have on my gear from all that? I'm okay. I seriously hate Angmar. I just... Now there's freaking statues there. That's the little statue, so I should be able to sneak past it. And that was part of the quest to get past the other stuff. This is bag Bogalash. I don't need to be here. I need to be there. Now, can I get through that way now? No, I cannot. And there's another statue up there. I know that much. I don't think... Okay, I think you used to be able to go that way, but... I think... But I think there's statues, like, right here. So... So these guys, in particular, are bad. They serve, Sauron. Do not attack me once again, because I'm too high. Oh, shit. So I can't get that way either. I cannot get past those two statues, because they're guarding there. That's alright. No, I cannot get past those. Those are the big statues. Um, I don't know why my game just flashed to an Xbox message. That should not interrupt my game, but it did. Yeah, so we're gonna stay away from there for now. I really should be in a different region to farm these ores. Oh! Fuck me! Oh. Wow. Okay, whatever. I gotta blast through. Fuck you and your malice. Fuck you. Fuck your malice. Fuck you, Sauron. Have a nice day. I don't know how that other statues killed a level 140, but they did. Um, Now question is, can I blast through? I really want to see if I can get around and get down here or get to there. I really don't want to go to the rift anyway, so you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go the other way and just farm our materials. Let me go back to tracking. I've never had that statue do that, but like I said, it was on my other character, and I did the quest to protect me from the malice of Sauron so I can get past them. And there goes that misalignment again. I hate Ingmar. I just hate it. Really, really hate it. Is there another region I can farm? these ores. Let me look it up because I'm really not liking Angmar. It's giving me this for you. So I need the Leverthron and I need the Dwarf Iron and Platinum. So let me look that up real quick. Okay, Dwarf Iron. Giant Valley of in Trollshaws. Okay. I can go back up where the fiery things are, but it says locations Trollshaws, Angle, Western Misty Mountains, Angmar. Oh, Evendom. Evendom has them too. That might be much safer. So to get to Evedebede, we have to go down here to here. Down. So where's the Trollshaws again? Trollshaws. There's only one way in and out of here. Um, Trollshaws. Okay, so if I'm in Ingmar, I would have to go south here through Agamar area Trollshaws. Or I could just teleport to Rivendell or go to Rivendell and from Rivendell out here. Ah, screw it, I'll just do it here. But I can't craft, I don't know. Well, every time I change the window, this wants to slide over. Ow, so let's farm what we can. Let's get on the other horse. I'm just gonna get whatever I can get. There's some platinum. So once again, purpose of this little day is not to be fighting and questing. It's to farm materials, churn them out, then get extras and get it onto the auction house because there is none left. I know some people that need it and they just have the time to do it. They'll allow me to make, half stack 16 to 20 gold each. Now gold is not highly usable right now in the game. A lot of stuff you have to do from Dungeons Run, mission quests, and all that stuff. Oh, I almost tried to mine him. I'm gonna ride into this town here where the enemies are. Oh, they got little statues. Oh, hells no you don't. Fuck you and your little statue. I want that chest. I want that chest. Okay. Um. Hello. Anybody got presents for me? Presents. Presents? Hello. Presents. No. Okay. Present. Oh, there's another statue. That means there's a present over there. No. No present. No. You look sus. Fill you up. Okay. Present. Oh, a commander. Can I blow you up? Oh no. He must be part of a quest because I can't activate him. Oh, what a shame. Okay. Well, that was fun. Not really. So, the other statues don't harm me. It's just the ones that are lining here to get to one base I wanted to get to that I missed. And I don't have the item to get past the malice anymore. Those are the only ones that can basically insta kill me. And this area is too low. If you look at the enemies, they're like level 45 to 50. I gotta do some of those other ones though. Maybe in here. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, it's that one that allows me to get by, but I'm not gonna do it now. And I have to go back to that area anyway. It's gonna time out. So, you know what? Whatever. How many do I have? Not enough. Dwarven ore, platinum, 50, 67. That's not gonna be enough to level. But you know what? I'm gonna turn out the ones I have. Oh, um, yeah, I have nothing into this. It's not gonna be enough, not even by a long shot. Um, I should put them on the market, but no, I need the level. I'm just gonna farm around in here. Back, what I'll do is, you can actually get a lot of them right in this area here. It's just a pain going up and down the hills. I'm definitely not gonna, oh, have enough branches. Because, like I said, I always neglect getting my, don't even try to stealth me, little kitty cat. I neglect the branches and wood all the time. Always focusing on the mines. Hey, mind that. Remind me when you get to this area in the story and get through Moria and stuff and you finally get to Gondor. So, like, when you're at that point, at the end of Volume 1, you get to the point where you see the Fellowship off from Rivendell. Um, and then you go into the Moria stuff. And you have to clear out some of the stuff before they end up going through, but, before they actually reach Moria, though, sadly, you're going to get defeated in there, or the group will. Is there a... Actually, let's go back that way. I'll just show you the easy way if you've never done crafting, or that you're allowed 3 unless you buy it with LOTRO coins a fourth, which I will be doing on one of mine. My one that's Taylor and forcing in woodwork, I'm gonna add another one for her to make it easier for her to make the furniture, for the back and forth, back and forth. Wait, the mine's not here. It's up there then. How disappointing. So once again, watch your radar. Blue blip is the direction of whatever you're tracking. So between tracking the wood or tracking the ore or tracking the scholar's artifact. So, yeah, this is the one that's in the corner here. It actually popped in the same spot as last time. So it'll be random. Okay. Let's head back there. Let's try to find a work table. I'm going to need both a forge and a work table to convert these in order to level up. But after I level up, I'm just farming in order to basically sell to make some money for little knickknacks that I need. Now gold is, you get gold like, so say if you do volume 1, you'll make 150 something gold easily that way. And then more as you get higher level. Just killing enemies gives you 160 to 300 silver. Um, so let me, oh, there was a mine this way, wasn't there? I saw it right there. Now you can see from a distance, they kind of like are using a spot. Except for the gray ones and the second level gray ones. When you're out by Bree, they're hard to see those because the bears are the same color. And like I said, I ran up and I mined the bear because I thought he was a node. What is that one? Why can I not see that? Let me see that. Oh no, wait, it's way below my level, I think. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, the token of the emerald wood is actually, yeah, that's the reply. Level 160. Where are we? Forge. Forge. Oven. I see an oven. Please let there be a forge here. Forge. I need. Okay, I'm using a universal toolkit. That's what you want, so you don't have to switch between mining the different things and crafting certain things. You don't have to switch to the other tools. I'm going to work on this. I have the iron ingots, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make all and convert them into the bars. As you see, each one puts me up a little bit. It takes quite a while, especially when you get higher. So I'm just gonna churn what I have out right now. So I get about halfway through, so I need another stack 50. So like I said, it's about a stack of 100 to get through. Then I'm going to go ahead and make all on the platinum ingot. I thought I had this at mastery. I guess not. You don't need it for farming purposes. Okay, I'm going to switch to forester now. I don't have a lot on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and... Wait. Oh, workbench. I was like, oh, no, I have it. Worky bench. Worky bench. Worky bench. There is no worky bench here, so I need a worky bench. Workbench. To my right, and that away. Where is the workbench? Hello, workbench. I'm going the wrong way. Workbench is that way. Forge. Is it in the tent? It's up on that hill. Hello, is there a workbench in here? There is. Workbenches needed for tailoring and converting leathers and stuff like that. Wood and leather, basically, and cloth. So, see how I'm always behind on this? Because I've been missing a lot of wood. And since I have pristine leather from killing enemies, I'll go ahead and do that. I could probably go out to that one area where all the dragons are and just like just plow them in AoE, hit and get leathers away and churn out the leathers. Um, so I guess forward here. Oh, see how my camera's rotating? If you hit your X key, it goes from auto rotating lock. So if I click him and I'm on X, if I turn around, it's gonna automatically turn me to him. But if I hit X again, it does not automatically turn. That's an annoyance to me. Alright, I want to see if, for the sake of leather and stuff, I'm going to go back. Um, let's see, this way? Please don't get in deep water. I don't feel like swimming. I'm gonna go back in here. There are, there's wood and ore and stuff here, but there's also dragons, which should give, or little drakes, they should give me pristine leather as well. So you gotta kind of judge when you're crafting on between the wood and leathers to level it, what you will get quicker. Because you only get 2 chunks of something on each farm. Usually there's one right here. But I'm wrong. Gotta go down. I'm not gonna use the fast horse here because it does. Oh, there's some platinum. Because it does not corner well when I'm around cliffs. Like I said, you need to put everything into the top bar first stamp slot, and then it will make it like this horse where it doesn't slide. I should have gotten off my other character the fast farming scroll. So when I click this, instead of the bar taking that long, it actually goes brrr. Why am I stuck in that rock? Now, if I remember, there's usually a lot more ore along this lower coast here. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's up there. Instead of going up right now, I am gonna go down. Cross this bridge here and go along the falls. There is a big dragon here. For me, it's just a one-shot zap them and dead, but it's, I call them hunts, but I forgot what they are. But the main bosses you gotta kill throughout the world. If you don't see a number on it, it's probably a good idea not to attack it. Now, there are stronger than normal enemies, so like, say you can easily take a level 30s, you may not because their defense is heavy and they def are heavier and they actually hit a lot heavier. So be a bit higher, like 10 levels or more higher. Of course, we had the spider, and I was 10 higher than it, and I had to get to another person to come and help. That's 160. Of course, that was far away, so that's a level 107 area. And I was only on a 108. Yeah, it didn't go so well. I mean, I did massive damage, but I didn't have the defense. Okay, there should be an enemy base here. I don't think this is one of my deeds, though. I'm not even worried about my abilities. My buff will kill them just as quick. I don't think these ones count, so damn. Oh, you guys are gonna hurt me. It's not there. That sucks. Was it allow me to have it once? Not what I wanted, not at all. I'm gonna use that horse. Okay, if I hit my delete key, it will target any coffins in here, and there are none. Alright. Let's go back to mining. I don't have anything on this horse. My other horse has all kinds of abilities and healing and stuff. Oh, there is an actual... Wow. There's an actual, statue there. Snosh your ass. Oh, sorry. I should have cursed in case there's Lucas watching. Oh, there's a mine. I should check what that deed was. Oh, convenient. What the hell? Where is my, speedy thing? Where's my speedy thing? Did I not set it on this guy? Oh well. Must be up there. Hi, just coming through. Not what I care about. The orcs are boring. Oh, there's some iron ore. Oh no, that's not iron ore. Fifth Valeria. What is back into the caverns. I'm gonna go back and see what the dragons give me. They give me pristine leather. I can convert that instead of worrying about getting ore stuff. Normally I can do and now I would have had 100. But they're more sporadic out here, and I can't get up there, so I don't care. I need to get all the way over in here. Of course, I get distracted so easy. I'm like, ooh, let's see what's over here by this statue. Watch me run past that statue, and it killed me. Or not. Okay. Actually, don't want to go that way. I'm gonna go in that way. I see stupid orcs. Well, all the way home. Well, all the way home. No, that's not the way either. I'm gonna go that way. Where are the damn dragons? Are they all over this set place? I think the dragons are up high. So I do have to go up that hill. Or do these guys get it? No, that's not what I need. Let me do something real quick so I know what I'm getting. No, no, it's not it. Let's turn off loot all so I can see exactly what they're giving. No, that gives you sleek skin. It's not giving me what I need. These are spiders. Sleek skins is turned in like any other area. You have certain miles as you turn into boards as you're pushing, you'll get them to get rep for that region. Now, if you are into woodworking and stuff, then yeah, you want to do the Mathams in the Hobbit area with the Matham Society to get some of the stuff. I'm so confused right now where the hell I'm at, because I need to be that way, and oh, I have to go all the way around. You see how I backed off and pulled backwards on the directional key S? So I slide down the hill instead of falling and damage myself. Okay, so in other words, I need to go this way? Oh. Oh, no, this is the base, not an enemy one. Okay, whew. Wow. I can either kill them or make an alliance with them. Yeah, this way, I think. No, wait. That would lead out towards there. I am super confused right now. Where the hell is the dragon? because I am not seeing them. And they're not this way. No, 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 no. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. No, no, no. Something is really wrong here. I am losing my mind. Okay. I'm gonna swing around to the other entrance where I know the dragons are. Pretty sure there's tons of rock, tons of stuff to farm there. And if the dragons get pristine, because I know these wargs won't. I'm pretty sure they won't. Yeah, these are you branches and gold, so yeah. Not where I want. So I'm gonna swing around to the second entrance into the region here, where that other side of the path should have the dragons and stuff. Now let's see what rocks are here. As soon as I enter there is when it should start picking up. I don't know, that's a weird side of it. Start picking up the other veins. So once I get over that hill up in that area, I should be near the dragons. See, here's the dragons. Let's see what they give me. Sturdy hide, not what I want. I don't think. What is sturdy hides for? Let's see. Was that my previous expert level? No, that was artisan. Okay, probably expert then. No, wait, wrong thing. No, right thing. Leather. Sturdy hides is expert. Don't want those. Well, damn it. But yeah, it has the right wood. What about these things? What do you give? Oh, they give me nothing on that one. They're level 30. I think they're higher. Oh, you hurt me. No, those are just turn-in items. But yeah, there's platinum here, which I do need. Those are young drakes, though. I don't think young drakes are the ones. No, all sturdy. I need higher than those levels. Why would you put the wrong enemies? With the right wooden stuff. That's a full-size drake, so it may be... No, still only pristine. I mean, that. No, I don't want that. Traveler box, I don't need that garbage. Can't even sell them anymore. Give me some of that. I'll take it for the hell of it. Yeah, whatever. Maybe if I go down there? to dim dragons? Still only the same level. Uh-oh. I'm out of fuck up. Oh, okay. You rarely get stuck. I'm gonna have to go back on the other area or go to the whole different map area. And if you notice, it says some things went to my carry-on bag. So, wait. I don't know. So these young drakes don't do it. Oh, that one got pushed in the wall. Oh no, I went that way before, right? Yeah. I'm gonna flip back and forth between wood and board tracking. I need to find some enemies. These are all level 30, right? Yeah, they're not gonna be high enough. Well, I was wrong about the dragons. So for this level, these woods are correct. The ores are correct. The dragons are not correct. What about you, Drake? Pristine? Really? Find that equip. You know, I'll take that. I don't want that, though. I'm gonna destroy that and take those. Because I'll just sell that armor piece. So. Why are you burning me? Really? Why are you burning me? Why? Oh, now you're just gonna fall asleep? Oh, now you're gonna rub your nose on my pants? Why are you burning me? If you're a low level, that would do some damage. A lot of corpses around here. What do you got? Anything good? The silver? Oh, I actually need that. At this point, I should turn the loot all back on. So when you don't have automatically loot, it doesn't automatically go in your bags. You have to click on what you want or hit loot all. Now you know you're sorting the right stuff, and you can discard things you don't want. Those loot boxes, you need black keys to open them. Up to level 300, and it will pick it close to your level. Sometimes you get good stuff when you're, you know, just leveling. Sometimes you don't. Now, I actually have gotten epics out of it. I don't know how that happened, but somehow I did. I think once, actually. No, it wasn't twice. The other one was just regular gold. What are you? You're pretty. Oh, I should kill the baby though first for it don't attack me. What are you? Are you pretty too? Or are you just a level 30? Oh, you're the one I already killed, aren't you? No, no. Why am I not allowed to attack you? Invalid target my ass? Is it because I already killed him? No! Come back here and die! Did I already kill him? I might have already killed him. Got the credit. Where'd he fly off to? Here he is. Well, he's taking a gander away. Yeah, you can't kill him a second time. Oh damn. Well, we're gonna just follow the road out. Normally with questing, you would be... Oh, I could take a shortcut out of here, but you would have lined up quests one after another, turn them in one after another, and level them pretty quick. At this level, it takes a lot to level, but is this going the right way? It is not going the right way. I forgot how to get down there. Is it under or over? I could just jump and die. I hate this area. I can't remember if you get out over here or get... Not on the main road. Oh, wait. No, if I remember right, you go this way, go that way. Normally I don't farm out here. It's not my favorite. I'd rather probably be in the Downs or closer to Rivendell. Wait, where did that piece go? Of course, in those woods it's a pain in the butt too. There's so many cliffs and edges to farm around. Now, people ask a lot of times, am I going the right way? I am not going the right way. How's the community on this game compared to like World of Warcraft? And it's a lot better. World of Warcraft, in my opinion, well, it also depends the groups you roll with and the servers you're on. But World of Warcraft can be quite toxic with the community. Typically, it's not that way with this game. At least not on our server. But like I said, World of Warcraft has a lot of toxicity, and a lot of it thing is, I guess it depends the groups you're around at the time. There's some that are just young. I mean, I'm not young. I've been gaming since, let's see, 80s. God, my first game system was it Television? Well, no, Pong technically. Then Television, ColecoVision. I had a Commodore 64 when it was still relatively new. Atari 2600, 7200, but Atari 2600 got old really fast. And then everything from the first Nintendo onward. Yeah, we're on the right road now. So I've been gaming a long time. And I remember when the consoles first came out. I remember what it was like to stand in line to get a cartridge. Or, you know, when, oh, it was a big thing when Mortal Kombat first came out on consoles. I think I can sneak through this way out to that area. No, wait, no, isn't that the way Mortal Kombat first came out, and it was when it came out on SNES and the original Sega Master System, not the Genesis. It was good on Genesis, not good on Master System. The graphics are horrible on Master System. The graphics are a lot better on SNES. But they, at first, they didn't have the blood and the lag thing. That was actually addressed with a second edition cartridge. That fixed all that. So it actually became the best version. Then, of course, when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, it was best on SNES for those consoles. But yeah, back then you had a pre-order or get them and waiting there for it to come out. You know, when games were big, and of course they were on cartridges back then. Until CDs started being used, and it wasn't, you know, like, oh, that was on PlayStation. No, CDs were starting to be used way before PlayStation. You know, they even had, you know, Sega CD and, you know, stuff like that, but they just weren't up to par. They were great for video capture, not for the gaming side of it. Plus, discs have never been good for gaming, loading directly off a disc. Yeah, it was doable on the first PlayStation, but there, you know, there were limitations to the PlayStation, especially on in the texture department until the later generations. That's why you saw like games where they had to, especially when it came to like Resident Evil and stuff, really trick things to work right because of that limitation, the loading limitations, and the graphics chip itself. That's when Dreamcast just blew things like that out of the water. Um, but yeah, we progress. It's like in the industry, progressing to, you know, CD discs, the CD-ROMs, and then until you got the Blu-ray that could store more. I'm gonna start killing animals. So animal gonna die. But this, for the purpose, this, like everyone's like, I'm a physical content, you know, enjoyer. I enjoyed that for the longest time because that's what we had. We had cartridges and games that played off of CDs. I'm only getting sturdy hides? Oh no, there's pristines. Okay. I gotta make sure I'm getting pristine. So yeah, when you back then loaded off of discs that, due to the way the system worked, it was feasible. Today it is not. So when you're looking at like game console, well, PCs simply you do not have disk drives anymore. They're done with. You will never get a PC game on physical media ever again. It's just never going to happen. It's not feasible to pay for a Blu-ray player to load a limited amount of data, and then you still need like two Blu-rays for today's games on PC. So one thing I do not understand with console gamers is this whole, oh, I prefer physical media over um, digital. It's going to disappear. It's just going to be a thing in the past. And as many times Sony's like will still support it, they're really not. Because there's a lot of developers just simply not putting their games out on physical media. The only physical media side that's still feasible, believe it or not, is on Nintendo's platforms. Now, those ones can store quite a bit of data, but the games don't need as much, and they're highly compressed and can run in an effective way. But even with not Quest, Switch 2, which I do have a Switch 2, it's gonna reach its limitation with a higher end game, especially when games that have a lot more detail and are much larger. Okay, example, 132 gig versus games that were 40 gig. You know, it's a big difference. Because I think, let me look. I might be wrong about the size of it, but let's see. Um, I need that window open. So switch to um, what is it called? Cyberpunk is an example. Cyberpunk cartridge size. Um, so it's still not that bad, but it's a 64 gig game or cartridge that is required for it. Okay, I think yeah, it's for the base game and Phantom Liberty. So so you have to remember, like when we're talking about physical media on Blu-ray, it can go, if compressed right, up to 128 gig, depending on the number of layers. But the system only does a dual layer, dual sided. So while single layer disk holds, and which is actually single layer disk holds 25 gig, a dual layer holds 50 gig. The triple quadruple layer discs hold 100 128. That's not what you get on a PlayStation disc. You're getting a single-sided dual layer. So you're limited really to 50 gigs on the PlayStation side, the PlayStation 5 side of storage for games. If they decide to where they don't put the label on and do the dual side, but then you would actually have to flip it because the Blu-ray player doesn't flip, does it? Oh no, it does. I actually think it can now. HD Blu-rays are 66 or 100 capacities. So you're really limiting how much could be read. Now, an XL, which is a triple layer, is not what is in a PlayStation console. So you're not going to get that 100 gig layer on it for the games. So there's where the limitation. Let me double check that because I thought they re. Oh no, it is. Okay, so the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc maximum capacity 100. So it's 100 gig now for the PlayStation 5 with a newer drive. Backwards compatible games are limited to 50 gig. So when you have games that are 133 gig, 128 gig, that's compressed by the way, the 100. Um, you're not going to have the whole game on there, and it simply cannot play from the disc. The drives are too slow, so you cannot play and load off a disc to play a game. Now, when we come, and that's fine because you could just install it to your stuff. So you have the cost of the media. Now, they're nowhere near, in my, just for format wise, they're nowhere near expensive cartridges. One of the advantages of CD-ROM and then later Blu-ray was that was weird. Wow, that was a really weird thing that just happened. There we go. Was they were cheaper than cartridges to produce. A lot cheaper. Cartridges are expensive. even the cartridges for Duvar Data, the bad ones. Even the cartridges for a Switch and Switch 2 make it more expensive. That people are like, why are they so expensive? Well, those are $20 chips, okay? And the downside of it is, you know, maybe it costs them $8 to $10 for the cartridge blank, the 64 gig one, and they're gonna then make the game more expensive. So automatically, the Switch 1 and 2 games should be $10 more expensive than a digital game or a Blu-ray one. That's 75 cents or a dollar the most. That's where the cost effectiveness comes in for the disc. But developers are going to be looking at the factor is one, our game is 158 gig. We can't put it on Blu-ray. We're not gonna put it on two Blu-rays, raising our costs to then pay for. It's not as simply the fact the cost of the disc. It's the cost of having it burned on disc, having it labeled with a proper label, which means that if you're gonna have their label on it, it's gonna be single-sided. So you're limited to that 50 gig. They're not gonna want to put 3 discs in a pack to sell you a physical one, just to install. The sad part of that is if you're not hooked to the internet, you can't play the game. Um, so you could at least install it from the disk and play the game regardless. Smaller games you can do that. Bigger games you simply cannot do that. So if these was this stuff here are gonna give me pristine, I'm gonna go ahead and farm them. So on that mark, that's why people argue about physical versus digital. Most consoles, I can tell you right now, the only reason they will have physical drives in their systems, because you don't have them in PCs anymore. That's the past. That's gone. That's done with. Um, is if it's gonna act as a Blu-ray player. Now, a lot of people also get digital now. Now, in my opinion, I'm gonna say some. I feel 4K Blu-ray discs have a better image quality. Um, some people might argue with me. I just okay. Example: my 4K Lord of the Rings looks great on my digital ones I bought, the extended 4K ones. But some reason, especially with the Hobbit, there's extra clarity, especially in the black backgrounds of the 4K disc compared to my digital version. Okay, I got that on Fandango, whatever, the bundle that had a great deal on the 4K one for 30 something dollars when I got it. Um, and I'm going to back up the Blu-ray discs, the HD ones, the 4K ones, as having superior image quality. Just slightly enough that I notice it. Why did I kill him? Does he look pretty? He gives phantoms! We're gonna get those phantoms from my little girl crafter. Um, but as far as it comes to video gaming, people need to get over this physical copy demanding thing, because it's going to disappear. And on the PC side, you simply do not get physicals anymore. There is no such thing. And a lot of manufacturers, you notice on Xbox, PlayStation, are also only doing digital versions. Or they will say, like, fine, you want to pay us to make the disc for you? You're gonna get a code in, not you want a physical? We'll give you a case with a nice little graphic. You're gonna pay for the case. But you're gonna get a download code, which would have been the same as buying it directly, because once you activate that download code, it's bound to your store and account anyway. The other reason for it is this: the days of playing a game and then trying to sell it cheaper or just giving it away for other people don't do it and them lose some money and not having the development costs because God, they've skyrocketed costs for the machines and development, the size of the teams, um, are pretty much going to be a done thing too. Now, here's the thing: when you do Steam things, you have family sharing, which I think should be a thing. So if you have two accounts linked, like you and a spouse, or you and your children, like up to like say five in the same household, and it's on the same IP when you're sharing to play, you should be able to move. And a lot of Steam games are like that. Not all of them. There are some that piss me off. They're not. Anno 117 is one of them. I think it's very greedy of that company to not have that shareable. So, we only can have it on the one computer and I can't enjoy it. So I'm like, I basically said I'm not going to bother playing it. My spouse plays it, I'm not going to bother playing it. And it's their loss because I'm not going to buy an extra copy for me to give it a try when I'm not really big into it. I remember this camp and sneaking past there. Um, so in that case, it's a little annoying about the physical parts. Day of the cartridge, you just go pop it in the next system, and play. That was a great thing about it. But digital media, most likely on the next PlayStation, most of the games are going to be digital. And a lot, and I do mean a lot of the developers are simply not going to be doing it. Or it's going to be digital codes, or it's going to be basically a code to download it from the disk, but there's really nothing on it. Or not much. It's initial install. Other thing is most games get day one patches. Or I think, I'm gonna be honest, I think developers are doing they release an earlier version so you're forced to do a day one patch. I don't think they should do that. I should think they need to seriously get on the ball with developers because they've become lazy. In the past, you had solid games and cartridges without all these bugs and stuff, and now everything has a bug, and you gotta patch, 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 patch. Yeah, the development time may be less, but of course they used to churn out games a lot faster back then. Um, and now what happens? You got these horrible versions of games that are released, and you have to have the internet to update anyway, or at least where you can connect through your cell phone to download the update, which is possible if you don't have both. Um, well, there's a lot around here. So it's kind of a toss on that, but people have to get over the oh, it's always gonna, we always want physical. It's just by the next console you're not gonna see it. The new Xbox is coming out, no disc drive built in. It will be an add-on you can get, but it won't be built in. The next PlayStation, they decided not to. To keep the cost down, they're gonna have to eliminate it because with the cost of memory anymore, to put that memory in there, and I think it's going to be DDR7, or at least on the GPU side. Um, you're really talking seriously, folks. You're talking the fact that memory is gonna jack the price up. The new Xbox is slated to be estimated at 999.99. The new PlayStation 899.99. Now, yes, the new Xbox is definitely going to be more powerful, but you're going to pay for it. Right now, let's get on that topic because I'm going to talk about things outside game too, and you can watch, enjoy the game, and think, learn the game. The one thing I'm going to talk about right now is the AI garbage that's going on that's causing memory to be out of reach for people building systems to enjoy gaming. It's ridiculous. Example, my DDR5, I think it's 6,000 whatever memory, up to 7,000. I paid 179.99. It's the Trill whatever gaming Trill whatever good memory. 179.99 for 64 gig dual stack. That same memory today, if I went to buy it, and I bought it last year, like December maybe. No, after that. I think I bought it in March. All right. I know actually I don't even remember when I bought it. I'm gonna look it up because I want to see the difference in time and what is fair and not fair to people. And that's why I feel bad for people. And I do have memory that I kept, for in case they build another system or to help someone out I know that really deserve it, like a kid or something that really earns it, with their schoolwork and needs a better system. Um, because I'm gonna look at my order history. So, um, G Skill Trident Z5, which is the 6,000 millitransfers a second. That's what it's defaulted to on this system. Okay, if I look at my order, it was September 21st, 2025. So September of last year was 179.99. The same memory today, ready for next day shipping. The same memory I paid 179.99 on. Great deal from Trident. I love Trident. I'm gonna be honest. G Skill has great memory. Um, the same memory was 179.99 and is now 889.99 for the 64 gig dual stick, the 232 big pair. $889 for something I paid less than 200 for. I should pull that memory out of the system, go back to my 32 big, and sell this sucker for 700 bucks. All right? So it's ridiculous. So someone building their system now and doesn't want bad agent knockoff memory is really pretty screwed. So if I went DDR5, let's see some prices. Now, I found some cheaper, $799, and that's by Lexar. Lexar. I don't know the reliability. I think they're supposed to be pretty decent though. But if we went to, and I'm talking really bad memory, do not buy it. It's a crock of crap. 4800 megahertz. Okay, that's 6,000. 4800 megahertz. Fanjing, Chinese made. No Alexa. So Fanjing, very bad company. Don't go with them. Okay. Slower memory, only 32 gigabytes, and it's $599. This memory used to be $89.99, and that was back in February. Conley is just screwed. Alexa, cancel. Alexa wants to inject. So, if we look at prices now, a little bit lower than what I got is 889, 799. If you went with ATEC for the 100 881, that has no heat sinks, no, it's just bare chipped. So it's the Fanshang bare chipped. If you went with K-Lev, not that great of memory, but better than that other stuff I just mentioned. Not mine, but better. 889 as well. Ridiculous. What if you went with the G-Skill Flare X5 DDR? 6,000 mega transfers. Doesn't have this nice of a case, and it doesn't have the RGB on it like mine does, which looks great when it's up and down swirling and make it look like a warp engine. Without the LED light on it, it saves you $10 if you went with the bare bone of the equivalent speed at 879 for 64 gig. And this is where I'm saying poor people trying to build their systems today has to spend this ridiculous amount just in memory, and they're forced to go down to DDR4, which can affect performance on newer games. You still could game, but just not going to get the frame rates you want to match a 5800 and 5900, 5080 and a 5090 rather. Um, 5600 megahertz memory. It is DDR4, right? It's a default 44800. Yes, it is. Um, huh, it's not even as fast. Doesn't have the heat sinks. Not. It's a Dato DDR, and they want 923 for theirs. Okay, let's go down. DDR5, 32 gig, 6000. Not bad. It's by Lexar. It does. Oh, it has limited expo though. Now, right now, the Lexar 4 Z series. I don't know what's wrong with it. It used to be really cheap though. It's only 399 for 6,000 megahertz. That would make it 6,000 millitransfers. Um, for 2 times 16, so that's 32 gig DDR5. That's not a bad price. So if people are looking a little cheaper than this $800 and stuff, you might want to look at Lexar, Lexar, Thor Z, Thor Z series, and see what you get. Now the Lexar other series that I was telling you about, which is the Gen 2, that's the RGB type 799. So save the money, go with the Thor Z. But most of these 64 gigs are anywhere from 700 to 800 something dollars. Yeah, because I'm looking at my other memory I got. Same thing. I'm looking a little cheaper from the Kingston Fury. It's only 5600 transfer max. $716. I mean, these prices are ridiculous. When you're almost spending near $1,000 just for memory, that's a severe issue. That's the price normally of a GPU, and you're spending that on memory. So let's get into the factors. Right now, the cheapest component you can get is your CPU and motherboard. The most expensive is probably going to be your memory and the GPU, or vice versa. So if you look, because the memory that's required for your GPUs. An example, the price of a RTX 5080 has skyrocketed over from anywhere from 1400 and up. All right? And these are just the the regular GDR7 ones. They are both 256 bus. So you're gonna, if you went with an MSI Shadow, I think it is, it's a 3x overclock. It's 1389, 1389. That is their bare bone fan one. Okay, the Shadow is. It's not the one that came with my system. Mine is that one, so mine goes for 1800 around. Um, my Trio. Um, which is what they put in their pre builds. Asus 1499. So you can see the prices of those have gone up. The originally the 5080s you could get them for 999. They just skyrocketed. The Asus Rogue quad fan, it's like almost 2000 now. So forget about even being able to afford a 50, for average person, afford and want to put in the money for a 5090, because a 5090 right now is running about 3,500 to about, for a difference in performance, I'm going to be serious, don't even bother it. So you're looking at 3,000. 3,600 is the lowest you can get on a 5090. So, I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. If you're looking to get a decent computer right now, with the cost of memory and GPUs, go with a pre-built MSI from Costco for 2,400 or 2,500 that will give you the 9900X. They actually have one now that's a 9950X 3D, but it's 3,000. Um, go with the pre-built because if you look at 899 for that memory that I have came with mine because mine was the upgraded version at Costco, not the 32 gig, the 64 gig. You do have to change it in BIOS, however, to clock to the right frequency. By default, it's reset when they send it out after the testing, and that resets it down to default instead of Expo. You want to turn the Expo on. 899 plus the GPU at 1,500 for the one I have. Right there alone, just for the memory and the GPU would put you at $2,399. For $100 more or $200 more, you can get the entire system, GPU, memory, all the LED lights that come with it, water cooler, that's a 3 fan, 240 millimeter, um, the case, everything for $200 more, including the GPU. You're better off going the pre-built Costco MSI than you are trying to build your own system. Because I added up all the components here in this computer right now with the memory I have in it and everything would put the price of this computer to build yourself at $3,200. So save your money, get the pre-built while those prices last, people, because I have a feeling MSI has no choice but to drive the prices of their own systems up because of what's going on with the memory out there. And I feel bad for people that get excited, save up all their work hard to save up their money to finally build the system they want because there are other systems getting oops, I was AFK, outdated. Can't build the systems they saved up for. They have to save up an extra $1,000 to do it. So right now, you can get a combo. You can get the 9900X with the RTX 5080 MSI system, all pre-done, ready to go. Comes in a beautiful carry case, well done. I love the system. I actually have one. And just go get it at Costco while the prices last. A little bit cheaper, you can go with one that has the Ryzen Pro 9 whatever one, Intel Pro 9 and the RTX 5070 Ti in it, and it's like maybe 200, 300 cheaper. Um, I do that, or if you're a Costco user and you get your check at the end of the year, I got back like $400 or $500. Um, take that to knock off that money off that system, get you the system that way. I feel bad with people that really want to get into PC gaming or build a better system and just cannot do it. It's not fair to you guys. I never thought the day would come, at least I didn't think it 2 years ago, where memory would be the cheapest component of a PC would be one of the most expensive components. It this ever since February, March of this year, it has become ridiculous, and it's not fair to you guys. And I'm hoping this AI stuff with all these AI search chill out, and people just don't use their services. Boycott it, because what they're wanting to do is, oh, don't buy a computer, stream for our AI systems and servers. Now, if the AI memory and the memory they're buying up, because you gotta remember, they need enough memory, fast memory on these servers, and they should be using GR7 to computate stuff. And you're not talking 64 gig of memory. You're talking they need several terabytes of memory, like a brain. So an AI server and data center typically utilize significant amounts of memory, for examples, including 96 gigabytes of GDR7 memory. Some cloud providers and 128 gig unified. Okay, that's not so bad, but data analysis servers, on average, can utilize GDR5 memory in what's called core respective neural pathways. Often have anywhere between 500 gigabytes and 7 terabytes of memory. That's where it's all getting sucked up into. Okay? It's all getting sucked up into this. And it's also a ploy. People are just not going to buy memory when it costs $800 versus $179. They're simply not going to do it. So let's get back to this game. Fun game, great. You do not need a high-end system to play it. Um, it's enjoyable. Don't think you need to have 4K, 120 frames a second. Now, on my system, I can get that in a lot of games. Um, but do I need it? No, I'll be happy at 60 frames a second. I'm looking decent. The system requirements of Lord of the Rings online. Now, you may not be able to push all the shadows and reflective stuff at Ultra, unless you have a bit of a higher end system, like a 2080 wouldn't be able to push it that high. My 4070 could pretty close, but wouldn't get 120 frames. It would get closer to the 60 mark. But the recommended specs is a GTX 4060 Radeon 60 HD 6850 and a dual core GPU are the recommended specs. Um, so I'm actually going to end the stream for this one. So you don't need a super high end computer to enjoy this game. I'm running it at ultra right now. So for you guys, I would say enjoy a game like this, free to play, and the hopefully the current prices of memory will come down for people who can build better systems for good games. Crimson Desert, I'm just gonna tell you right now, wow, they have optimized that game. Okay? They have optimized the living daylights out of that game. I tested on a 2080, ran well. 33, 3000. Now, if you want full fledged, you can push further. 120, 144 hertz locked. Then you need 5000 series, but you will get it locked, and it will be phenomenal. So, this is a sample of developers doing their job. Alright guys, I'm going to end this stream because I've been on a rant about the memory things. I feel bad for people trying to build systems and me trying to help them, trying to dig up, extra test memory I had to give to them so they can do it. So hopefully these prices come down. I'm going to have a regular live stream of this game and go over some questing at level 140. Well, one